Hello everybody, welcome back to Kenny's crazy carnival of collectibles. Right, today finally, eventually, we're getting around to the pickups video, which I haven't done for a while. This one covers what I picked up between June and August, so 3 months worth. Now, as far as the Steelbook side of things are concerned, I must admit I haven't been spending as much time searching for Steelbooks as I normally do, so the Steelbook side is fairly slim. Doesn't mean to say there's not some good stuff there, just not as much as usual. But as I explained in the last video, I'm packing all the stuff that I collect, I'm packing into the one video now. Going back to Steelbooks, I've actually come to the decision to stop buying brand new films because everything seems to be 4K now, and I haven't got the TV for it or the player, so that cuts me out. And also the prices are pretty steep now. You know, you're looking about 30 quid. For your average brand new film Steelbook. So I've decided A, because I haven't got the capability of playing 4K, and B, I'm not paying it. It doesn't mean to say I'm stopped collecting Steelbooks altogether. It just means I'm not actually buying new ones. And the first two I'm going to show you are probably the last two I bought. There will be exceptions. The odd film will come out where I say I've got to have the Steelbook regardless. But the first two, as I say, are probably the last couple that I'm going to be buying brand new. So anyway, let's jump into it. Okay, here's the first item there. Right, that was a spectacular box office success for Marvel. I didn't expect it, but it was. I mean, I went to see it at the IMAX. I thought it was okay without being outstanding. But it's a nice Steelbook, that. They did well with that one. For most of the Marvel Steelbooks are quite nice, and it's got a lovely back cover, which makes a nice change. So yeah, I mean, I was quite happy to fork out the 25 quid for that, because it's 3D, so it means I can watch it on my VR headset. Now, the last film I bought, brand new, certainly Avengers Infinity War, certainly the best Marvel film in my opinion, film in the Marvel universe. Probably one of the best films I've seen for quite a while. They did really well with this. I was a bit worried when I heard that Thanos was going to be a major villain, because I've loved the character way back, I mean, in the 70s when he came out. I was a big fan, and I've been a big fan ever since. And I was both worried and happy that they were doing a film where Thanos is the main character. But I needn't have worried, because it was a really, really good film. Well done. Script was great. Acting was great. The action was non-stop, virtually. 2.5 hours it ran, didn't care. Could have been 3.5 hours for me. I just really enjoyed it. So yeah, I mean, that one actually sold out, and it's got the lovely gauntlet on the front, and if you open it out, it's got the Avengers logo on the back. It's all sort of interlinked. So yeah, and it's got a bit of artwork inside as a bonus as well. So yeah, I mean, I was really delighted with that. There again, it's the 3D version. So we're going to have a look at it on the VR unit. And that was surprisingly, that was about it for the Steelbooks. Like I say, I've not been searching them down due to my addiction to Destiny 2. The fact that there's just a new expansion come out, I've been spending less time looking for stuff and more time playing that, for which I apologise to all of you all of you Steelbook collectors out there, but that's the way it goes sometimes. Okay, on the lenticular front, these I've got a fairly good collection of these now, so I haven't got that many to get. Just keep looking out for the odd one. I mean, lenticular covers are not that. I mean, you probably see more Steelbooks than you do lentic covers for some reason. I don't know. When you go into somewhere like Cac's game, places like this, you tend to see more Steelbooks. So I was pleased to get that one. Quite a good film actually. And the other lentic I managed to pick up just on Friday, just a couple of days ago, was the Batman Superman. I normally I don't pick these up when they're new. I mean, films like this I'll still continue to get Steelbooks for, and I pre-ordered the Steelbook for this Batman Superman. But I normally wait for the lentics to come down in price. You can normally get them about a year after they come out for around about £6. That's what I aim for, because I've already got the film, so I don't want to be paying a fortune just for the cover really. But yeah, that was a nice one. I was pleased to pick up for £6. Same as the Sin City there, that was £6. On the £6 theme, now here's a bargain. It's season 4 of Star Trek: The Next Generation. I really enjoyed this series on TV. And I mean, these are quite pricey when they first come out, probably £35 or something. I picked that up for £6. I mean, it's not in bad nick, and it's got all the 6 discs with it. You get about 23 episodes of The Next Gen for £6. So what's not to like about that? In actual fact, I've picked up the first. This is season 4. I picked up 1 to 3 for, I think all of them were around about the 10, maybe just under mark. So yeah, I mean, it's a nice cheap way of picking up a nice collection of seasons if you're into that sort of thing. I'll just do this one next because this was another cheapie. Doctor Who, yeah, I've been a bit up and down with Peter Capaldi's Doctor Who. I love Jenna Coleman. I mean, that's probably the reason I watched it. I mean, she's absolutely gorgeous. She sort of mesmerises me when she's on the screen. She's that good looking. But apart from that, yeah, the series has been up and down. Some of the episodes have been okay. Some very good, but too many have been on the meh scale. But anyway, the only reason I show you that is because it shows you can still pick up bargains. That's the complete season 8. There again, brand new, if you're looking, £30 or more, £8, all there, not in bad nick. Kex again. So, if you're out and about, you collect this sort of stuff and you're anywhere near a Kex, God's sake, go in, because you can get some real good stuff, real cheap. Right, that one I just bought recently. That's the last of the pickups. That's a Steely. What about that being a Steelbook? I should have shown it with the other two. Yeah, these project pop arts I like. There's something a bit different about them, this one is actually, I didn't realise it when I bought it, but I'm not too bothered, because I have watched the film, but I wanted a Blu-ray version of it. The Equalizer with Denzel Washington. Like I say, it's a foreign edition, but it's all in English, just the box that's foreign. So I've got quite a lot of these pop arts, as I've shown you on previous videos. So that was a good addition. Quite happy. That was about £15, I think, but you've got to pay it for new stuff. Now, when it comes to game Steelbooks, again, the pickings are not that great. This is, it's 9, Dynasty Warriors 9. I thought it was 0 at first, but now I see it's 9. This is one of these that I've picked up off Amazon without the game in. So I don't worry about games these days, so I don't play games anymore, apart from the aforementioned Destiny. And yeah, not a bad Steelbook. I don't know about 6 or 8 quid. Nothing that's going to break the bank. Yeah, that one's the Attack on Titan 2. That's a nice steelbook, that one. That's got a nice, unusually, got a very nice back cover. In fact, that's probably better than the front. Once again, it's all empty, but it was cheap, about, I don't know, £5 somewhere in that area. I never worry about paying a £5 for empty steelbooks because, as I've said to you many times in the past, it's a steelbook I'm interested in, not the game, and that's the Suplex City for W2K17 wrestling. I'm not into wrestling, so I will never buy this anyway, but the empty steelbook, $2.99. Not spectacular steelbook by any means, but for 3 quid, who's complaining? There you go. So that was all I have to report on the game steelbook front. Nevertheless, better than nothing. Okay, still on games here. Just a couple of odd ones I picked up for me. Virtual reality headsets, Doom. Looking forward to playing that when I get a bit of time. I've always liked Doom. And the other one was Hustle Kings, Snooker and Paul. I'm really looking forward to having a look at this one actually, because I've always enjoyed snooker games in particular, not so much pool, but snooker, because I'm a big fan of, well, I used to be, big fan of snooker before all the characters moved out. And yeah, I would imagine that looks great in VR. If it's anything like the pinball, I mean, I'm a big fan of pinball, and I was astonished by the recreation of pinball in VR. I mean, it's just so lifelike. So I'm looking forward to having a look at that as well, because, as I say, snooker's, apart from football, is one of my favourite games. And then lastly on the games front, ta-da! Yes, I'll wax lyrical about this all day, but I'll keep it brief. That is the new Destiny 2 expansion with the other games in. Now, I mean, obviously I've got the other expansions, but the only reason I bought that, well, 2 reasons I bought it. Firstly, it's the only physical edition, so it's the only edition of the game where you actually get a copy of the game, even though all the expansions are downloadable. At least it's a physical edition, you know, you can hold in your hand. It's also a spare copy of Destiny 2 in case I wear mine out. So that was a good buy for me, obviously. But also as a pre-order, I got 2 things. That's the set of Forsaken playing cards. So I'll never get into them. Got straight into that one. Basically, this is, if I can get everything out, excuse me one moment. Yeah, that's the, it's got some images of the new characters in the game. These are the Barons, Mad Bomber, right, all of these characters, and then Rifleman. These are all the characters you've got to beat to go through the campaign, which I've now completed. That's one of the new vendors who sells you stuff. That's the villain of the piece. You would have to have a good villain, don't you? That's his sister, who was back in some of the earlier games, and that's everybody's favourite character from Destiny, Kate 6, who they killed off. So yes, we're all happy about that one. Unfortunately, the other suits have exactly the same images, so I wasn't so pleased about that. I thought we would be getting 52 new images, but we've only actually got 13 there. But I suppose that's 2 of the new vendors in the game who sell your stuff, Spider and Drifter. They're on the Jokers, so you actually get in total 15 new images, so better than nothing, I suppose. Can't complain too much. All I've got to do now is get them back in the box. If if I can't, we'll leave that for later. Now there they are, back in. Yeah, so obviously being a Destiny collector, I had to have one of those. And on top of that, if you pre-ordered a game, you got this this poster, which I'm not going to open because I won't be able to get it back in again. But it's just a poster, basically. But I had to have one because I don't know how scarce or what they're going to be. So, right, while we're on the subject of Destiny, I've got a few bits and pieces to show you. I mean, I'm a fanatical Destiny collector at the moment. I don't collect everything because there's millions of items, but I can show you this poster. This one came with the Xbox official mag. That's the Cade 6 character who got killed off. That's his famous gun, the Ace of Spades. And you've got to find that in the game. You have to do quests and what have you to actually be able to use that in the game. So, yeah, stick that out of the way somewhere. So that I had to pay £7 for a magazine to get that poster, but there you are. That's what us nutty collectors do. And also on the Destiny front, I showed you when I did one of my Destiny videos the McFarlane figures. Well, they've brought out 4 new ones, of which I've got 3 at the moment. I'll get the other one shortly. But the three what I've got are actually the Guardian Mentors from the game. That's a Cora. Got a gun in there with her and stuff. And then there's Zavala. He's another one of the chiefs from the game. And finally we've got Cade, who's the dead guy. There's his Ace of Spades. So yeah, I've got another one of those to get, but there's a few specials you can get of these, sort of like collected editions. But basically, there's 7 of these that are regular editions at the moment, and I've got 6 of them, so I still need the other one. Yeah, I recently bought this. That's the Ghost is the character from the game that resurrects your main character when he dies. And that's one of the ghosts from there's hundreds of these things in the game with different patterns and colours and what have you. But yeah, that's the one that came out recently. Kill Tracker, they call that one. But I say there's hundreds of these things in the game, so I don't know how many of those I'll be getting. If they just bring out maybe it's 4 or 5 or 6, I might go for them all. But apart from that, might stick with that one. That's one of the many key rings from the game. I actually thought that was part of a set I started collecting, but this is actually a different set. So now I've got 1 each from the sets of 3. So that was only £2. It was on special offer at Amazon. I think these are normally, I don't know, between 7 and £10. You know, you can pay. But it's a heavy one. It's a metallic one. So yeah, I was quite pleased with that. Right now, just to show you how nutty us collectors can get, right? Destiny socks. I was a bit disappointed actually with these. Not because of what I paid for them, or they're about $5.99, but I don't know what the proper price is, but they were advertised as a warehouse clearance, so God knows how much they are to buy normally, probably about a tenner or so. But yeah, the 3 characters in the game, that's the logo of one of the characters, that's the logo of another, and as usual, the other one nowhere to be found on the net. So you know, I was really pleased about that, you know, because when you're a collector, getting 2 out of a set of 3 is not ideal at all. Okay, so that's the Destiny stuff. Now I've just got a few more bits and pieces to show you. These are mainly These are mainly comic related, but oh no, there is another. I mean, game item here. I mentioned this because it was so cheap. I got this from Forbidden Planet. So if you've got a local Forbidden Planet, just pop in, because they do some really nice bargains on books sometimes. I mean, I picked up some very nice art books for very cheaply, from from £2 or £3 upwards. That was the Resident Evil graphical guide. It tells you everything you need to know. Now, originally, that was £15. So I was quite happy to shell out £1 for that, even though I'm not the greatest Resident Evil fan. And then I just thought I'd show you these. I haven't actually, even though I've done my favourite top 10, one of the series I do now, even though I've done one on the subject of books, I thought I'd mention these because HMV are actually doing a big deal at the moment, 2 for £5. These are brand new books. They retail at £9 each. So 2 for £5 is not bad. That's although that's advertised as Blade Runner, it's actually Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep by Philip K. Dick, the novelette. I've got loads of science fiction stuff upstairs. I've never actually picked the book up, weirdly. So that was a chance to buy that. And then the other one is Brave New World, another science fiction book by Aldous Huxley. Another one that I've always meant to read and I've never got around to. Okay, so that covers all of that. Now, I'll just briefly, the rest of the stuff is all comic related. Right, now you know how much I like hardbacks. Okay, that's the first series of the Ultimates from Marvel. This was sort of like from Marvel. That was kind of a reimagining of the Marvel characters. Nick Fury's Black, for instance. So they've kind of brought these characters up to date, if you like, for a newer audience. That's what the idea of the Ultimates was. And that was the first ever series of the Ultimates, which is the new Avengers, basically. And that's an expensive book. $30, so that would cost you about £28, £27. So that was a £5. I bought that from a retro game event, believe it or not. One of the vendors was just selling comics related stuff, so I thought for a £5 I'm having that. And then I picked up a very nice book from a charity shop. Tales of the Dark Knight. Tells you all you need to know at the bottom of the cover there. That was only about £4 or £5. There again, it's quite an expensive book. Well, it's not that expensive. No, it's a tenner, but I think I paid about £4 for it. But it's got some very nice stuff inside. Some old comic covers from the 50s, what have you, and. It's got a lot of narrative in it as well, but it's just an interesting book. I particularly like the old reproductions of the old covers there. So, as I say, for about £4, I was quite happy with that. I hadn't realised it's quite an old book as well. It dates back quite a few years. I don't normally show you actual comics, but I thought it might be worth showing these. This is the 3 comic run of the marriage of Batman and Catwoman. I got it because I noticed this up on the shelf. I mean, that's lovely. That DC have started doing a range of variant covers, and they're doing them without the logos on the front, so you're just getting a nice image on the front, untarnished by the logos and everything. So I saw that and I thought, that looks lovely. So I actually bought that and found out it was the first part of the wedding trilogy. Concerns the Joker, called The Best Man, the Joker. Yeah, it's a joke, I think. And then that was the second part of the Best Man storyline, and that one was the actual wedding, or not. You look at it, but yeah. I thought I'd just show you them because they're nice. They're nice covers and a good example of what DC are actually doing with covers now. Right, that one I picked up in HMV, cheap. The Button Deluxe edition, as you can see. It's a nice lenticular jobby there. I think that was about a tenner compared with the normal price of, I don't know, that would be about 17 quid, I would think, judging from the American price. So, yeah. That actually reprints 2 issues of Batman and the Flash. And it's sort of like a prelude to the new Doomsday Clock storyline that's running on at the moment. I'll pick that one up. Batman and the Shadow, as you know from the video I did recently, that the Shadow's always been one of my favourite characters of all time. I actually picked that up because I had a refund voucher at one of the comic shops, and that was going cheap. So yeah, so I had to buy that. Nice cover actually. The old Shadow's cape enveloping everything there. So yeah, that was a nice buy. That was only about a tenner. You're against a $25 book, so that's over 20 quid you're gonna pay for a new one. This is one I picked up recently. I haven't taken the sticker off it yet. Yeah, that there again, 14 quid, 38 quid book. I thought it was a good buy, brand new. For any of you who don't know, that's the very, very famous run on Batman that an artist called, well, you can see it up there, Marshall Rogers did. Very well thought of at the time. That would be late 70s. I've actually got all the original comics upstairs, but of course these new editions reprint them without the fuzzy artwork of the comics of that period, and you get nice clear visuals. So yeah, I was quite happy to get that one because it's a particularly favourite run of mine, and I like Marshall Rogers and I like that run. So now I just bought this the other day. Right, this is quite unusual in as much as it's actually reprinted from the pencils. You don't see that very often, and I love seeing original pencils, because when a comic goes through production, the pencils get inked, which sort of like adds a heaviness to them, and then they go through the printing process, the colour, and you lose a lot of the joy of the actual drawings, But this is actually the Batman storyline that Grant Morrison did, Batman R.I.P. And as I say, it's a $35 book, so you're looking at around 30 quid. That was only about 8 quid in the Zavvi sale. But I'll just show you very briefly inside there. You see everything's reproduced from the original pencils, and you can actually see everything. It's lovely. I don't think I've ever seen a graphic novel produced from the pencils before, so I was more than happy to pick that one up. And then just got another couple to show you if I can reach them. Yeah, that was one I picked up fairly recently and cheaply. It's called a $40 book, so you're looking well over 30 quid for that. I forget what I paid for this. It wasn't expensive, but Batman cover to cover explains itself. Basically, it's a collection of covers from the Batman stories over the ages. Batman #1, that's a reproduction of that you'll probably recognise. And then just a couple of little bits. That was HMV was selling that for $4.99 if you bought anything that's comic art now. It just shows a lot of contemporary artwork. And then this one was from the works. It's it's just a history of the Marvel superheroes, really. As you can see, 25 quid originally, down to a fiver. So if you're in the works, it's worth having a look, because they do a lot of that sort of thing fairly cheaply. And that's about it, kiddies, for this video. Just before I go, just a shout out to all of you people who continue to subscribe. Please continue to do so, because we're ticking along now towards 800. As I said, many times in the past, this is a channel that doesn't rely on any advertising, or it's not on Facebook, it's not on Twitter, it's not promoted. It's not promoted in any way. I just rely on people coming to it, watching them, and if they like it, subscribing. So when we finally get round to that 1,000th, which I'm aiming for, we'll do something really special. So once again, thanks everybody, and I will see you very soon. Bye bye now.